we can see, and peace will descend from above, and we will conquer hatred and crush it with our love. Yeah. You are my brother and my sister.
Well, hi there, Internet. What's happening? This is Andrew, otherwise known as Drew-ishus. Sorry, I just got some audio signals from outside of the room. I'm here today. We're going to talk a little bit about flexible grid display in ThinkOrSwim. This is a trading-specific video, and it is only really for ThinkOrSwim users. So if that doesn't apply to you, then go ahead and find more interesting videos. So that is where we're heading today. I'm going to bump over here just a little bit to make sure that we can get into the good content. Actually, this is better. I forgot to do this in the last video. So let's see here, guys. Before we do get started, I'm going to go ahead and I'm trying to get better at this. Please click the like button. Subscribe if you feel like it. It helps me out a little bit. And if you don't feel like it, that's cool too. You can leave mean comments below. I will probably not respond to them. All right, but before we go past that, you guys don't need to see that. We got our video of the week. I've been sharing little bits of story about the dog that we've rescued. His name is Grizz. This is a picture of him here. I've got a video to share with you guys. This is Grizz's first time encountering peanut butter. So it's a good video. I thought I'd share. Enjoy. Hey Grizz, how's that peanut butter? Yeah? Is that pretty tasty? Oh yeah? There we go. He does not know what to do with the peanut butter. Let's see how your sister's doing. Oh, there's a pro. Very efficient, Ginger. Not like you, Grizz. You have no idea what you're doing. Professional. Amateur. All right, so that is our video of the week. Thanks for bearing with me through it. So as promised today, guys, we're going to talk a little bit about the flexible grid layout in ThinkOrSwim. Don't worry about this particular view. It is some crazy experiment that I'm working on, and I will do a video on it soon. I'm super excited to share my findings once I get there, but that's not what we're here for today. So for those of you who do use ThinkOrSwim, you should recognize this interface for the most part. We're going to go up here. So under the charts heading and the flexible grid layout is where we're going to focus our attention today. Flexible grid layout will allow you to bring kind of any information that you find helpful in your trading. So if you want news, if you want to see different tickers, if you want to compare different sources of information, if you want to be able to make trades without leaving the screen, all of those are possible using the flexible grid. So I'm going to go through a few examples that I have here that I've been playing around with, and then we're going to go through a quick example of how you guys can set up your own flexible grid with the information that you want. So this one here, just an example. I don't actually know why I left it in this one, but it's just it's an example here. You can see that we've got all of them are pointing at NQ, which is the futures version of the NASDAQ or QQQ. For those of you who are into the tech space, we are using the red group here. So all three of these charts are set to the red group, and you can do that when you want all of your tickers to change to the same, let's see here. Sorry, I totally had a stroke there. When you want the tickers, you want all of your charts to move at the same time. You can use that group assignment in order to get all of the charts to update with them by simply deciding that you're going to be a part of the red group. So you can see that for each of these grid windows, they're all using the red group. Now, I don't use this triple time all that often, but you can see what I've done here. They're all pointing at ES, which is also the E-mini S&P, same as SPX, related to SPY. And I've got these all set to different time frames. So the 5 minute, the 1 hour, and the daily. And those of you who watch some of my other videos, you know that I like to do multiple time frame analysis. This is one of the ways you can do it. This isn't actually my favorite view. It's just kind of one I was playing around with. But if you come over here and you look up at the top, there's this little grid actions box. It looks like a old school phone pad. If you click on this, you can see that I've got a number of different dashboards that are up here, and I use each of these for different things. So we'll kind of click through a couple of them. But you can see that each of them is a little bit different, right? Here's another multiple time frame analysis without the order window, right? But I've got the 5, the 15, the 1 hour, and the 4 hour, right? You can use whatever time frames you want, or you could also set these to not follow the same group, and you can do things like, hey, I want to keep an eye on VIX in this one when I move around in the other ones. Right, so you can set these up to do whatever it is. If you want to keep an eye on VIX, you want to keep an eye on UVIXY, or you want to look at TNX, whatever it is, right? You can set these up so that only some of them change, or that some of them change together, right? By setting these to a different group, like for example, yellow. You can set these to change over to something at the same time. So that's the way that the grouping works and the way that the different layouts. We're here mostly talking about the grid. So what I want to do here, this is my standard layout. This is the one that I do my kind of day-to-day trading, and you can see that I've got, again, my multiple time frame layouts here, and indicators, subcharts, all those things can vary, right? You have complete control over this the same way that you do in the main charts window here, right? You can still change out, again, crazy view, but you can change out your indicators, you can change out your style, right? All of those are available here. These are all kind of the things that I use during my trading, but you guys can put in here whatever you want. Now, obviously, when you've got tighter windows like this, you're going to end up with less room for information. So I did go through and I built a couple of more minimal styles here that allow me to kind of pack in just the right amount of info without overwhelming the screen. I mean, I know it probably looks a little bit overwhelming for some folks, but I'm comfortable kind of parsing this. And then over here, I've got the order window, so I don't have to come over here to the trade tab in order to put in an order. I can just while I'm watching in here, I can sort of, and I'll show you guys how to do this if this is something that's interesting. This is fantastic for scalping. You can kind of watch pick out your contract, watch it, and then put in your orders on either side with just a click, and you can take yourself in and out with just a couple of clicks. It's super great for scalping. So let's take a look at how we get this laid out for us. So if you come in here and you click customize grid, you'll see that you get these little boxes here, and they give you the ability to add or remove different things. I don't know that I necessarily want to mess this one up here. Let's go mess up triple time. I don't mind messing this one up. So we're going to come in here and we're going to customize grid. And by clicking these different boxes, you can add or subtract different panes into your layout, right? So let's just say that we only want to do 2 here, and maybe we want to go with kind of a quad layout. We can add in 2. And if you click sidebar here, you'll notice that you get these very, very terse here, but if you mouse over them, they'll tell you what they are. So you can get the trade view, times and scales, which I don't use all that often. Now, you'll notice the more stuff I click here, the more crowded it gets. You need to actually turn off some stuff if you're not going to use it, right? So this is they're kind of toggles, right? So there's nothing in here at the minute. You want to look at level 2, there's level 2. You want to look at news, there's news, right? And that's going to change based on the ticker that you've got in play. And if you mark that to the group like you did before, that news will change as you move your tickers. In this case, right, we're going to maybe stick with the chart here, maybe down below here with the sidebar on. We're gonna come in here and we're gonna add in a gadget, and in this case maybe we want to turn on our active trader. Why didn't that? Oh, because we're not actually linked to anything at the moment. There we go. So we got active trader. We're going to turn off chart. You can have active trader down here, and maybe over on this one we're going to set this one over to point to the same group again, and maybe this time we want to turn off chart, but we really want to see we already have active trader. We can turn on times and sales. That's not going to be very helpful in this particular case. Maybe we'll leave the news on here, right? But you can take out anything you want. All of these little widgets are available in any one of the windows, right? So as soon as you get them in, you can drag them around a little bit. If you want to see more of this window and less of that one, right? Everything is draggable. So you can really set it up as much to have as much focus on a given window or as little focus as you want on a given window, simply by dragging things around and making sure that you have the right content in where you want it. Now, if you kind of remember from my my original order, right, I had a third column here. So we're going to add another column. And in this case, because we're already in a quad layout here, what we're going to need to do is get rid of one of these, add an extra column, and then we can, add a group there if we want to. And in here can be my active trader if that was how I wanted to have it work out, right? I can turn off the chart and I can turn on active trader, and there's my ability to make my my trades as we go. So that's the way that the main part of it works. Once you've got that set up, all you have to do is turn off customize grid, and then you can save it as a new thing, right? We're gonna call this one just example because we're gonna get rid of it. I think I probably messed up my triple time layout, which is fine. So we'll call this one just example, make it easy for me to get rid of. Right now, example is available, and I can kind of click in and out. If this is the one that I want to use for day to day, but maybe I want to do, like, I've got this one for quad compare that brings me into, I want to see how Dixie and TNX and CL and SPY are doing, right? Or maybe I want to change one of these out. VIX is, I think, where I normally keep this one. So I have the ability to kind of see what those trends are doing. I've got another one here that allows me to see what the sectors are doing. It shows me all the different sectors, so I can kind of see how they're doing in relationship to each other and how they're all behaving according to the moving average. Right, just to kind of see. So you can really put together anything that you want, whether you want that for trading, whether you want that for screening, whether you want it just for a quick market check before you put yourself into a trade. This is an awesome way to do it. And as you can see, like, I'm just a click away from anything that I'm interested in seeing, right? These render pretty quickly. So the other thing I'm going to touch on real quick here before we call this a video is maybe the shortest video that I've done yet. This sidebar over here also has a number of options, and I'm just going to run through these real quick. So I do like to keep a little bit of a news feed up here, just the last couple of things in case there's a big move. I check here really quick just to find out if did something drop. And I do have this link to my active window, right? So I do have a lot. In this case, the quad compare is not a good example because I actually don't want those to change as I'm clicking through stuff. But let's go back to options, right? I'm looking at SPY right now. I'm in the red group, and you can see that my news is focused on SPY. And if I change this out to QQQ, everything happens up, the same thing moves again, right? So QQQ moves over the same way, and it gives me all the updates there. My watch list here, right? I've got a bunch of different watch lists. So, generally I've got this one here for today, and you can click through these, right? You can see as I'm clicking on these, it's updating in the red group for me, right? If I want to see what's going on with Netflix, if I want to see what's going on with Tesla, it will bring those into view for me. It'll update the news. Trade Flash is one I did not, this is one of the widgets I had not discovered for a while. And you can change what widgets are over here. I think by default, they give you the TV widget and some other stuff that I didn't really find all that useful. All you have to do is come in here and you can add in the widgets as you get down to the bottom here. So, I've got like a quick chart here down at the bottom. And if you click plus, you can add in other widgets. And there's a whole bunch of stuff in here, right? You can add in a calculator if you want to keep some notes, if you want to play Tetris because it's a slow, choppy market day. Right, there's a whole bunch of stuff in here, but this Trade Flash is fantastic. It is sort of like a quick update of unusual activity, and the way that I've got this set up here is that if you go under the gears here, you can set it like you can just have it tell you about all unusual trades. I don't actually want to know if some weird Chinese garbage ticker has unusual options. That's not interesting to me. So what I've done is I've just come in here and I've told it that I only wanted to watch my options watch list, right? Which is just the common tickers that I'm frequently looking at. So, hey, if something unusual is going on with that options watch list, I want you to tell me about it. And you can see in here, right, it talks about, trades with Tesla, tells me what's going on with the market open to close activity, large delta trades, large delta sells, anything in here related to, right, it'll tell you about highs, it'll tell you about ER results if you've got them in your watch list as well. So this is just a really nice way to kind of keep up with what's going on during the day. So this is sort of the way that I tend to view it. I use this guy down here to keep track of VIX, or if I'm looking at options contract performance is a really easy way to come in here. You can come in and you can quickly take a look at any one of these and say, hey, I want to see what's going on in the quick chart, right? And it'll show you right away, oh, here's what that contract did throughout the day, right? So I'll use this a lot of times to like go see how my alerts for the day performed, even if I didn't take them. So this is my layout for ThinkOrSwim. I hope you guys feel a little bit more comfortable with coming in, tinkering around a little bit. The way that I am most comfortable learning about these things is just coming in and clicking, make some mistakes, goof some stuff up, blow it up, come back, rebuild it. It's like my Stomper trucks when I was a little kid. I always wanted to see how they worked, and I did very much the same thing here. And I hope that this gets you comfortable with coming in to do the same yourself. So that is pretty much the end of this video. Thank you guys for sticking around for a little bit and listen to me ramble on. And I will catch you guys in the next video. Take care until then. Cheers.
Free is what we can be when we're allowed to walk as far as we can see. And peace will descend from above, and we will conquer hatred